Commissioners meeting of Roane County, Tennessee is now in session. The Honorable Chairman Shannon Hester presiding. God bless these United States, the great state of Tennessee, in this honorable meeting. This time, Chaplain Adams will lead us in prayer. Afterwards, please remain standing for the pledge to our nation's flag. Chaplain.
Let us pray. Most gracious Lord, Heavenly Father, what a privilege it is to gather together tonight, Lord, to take care of the business of the county. Lord, I thank you for these that have given of themselves. Father, those that have followed the call to serve their fellow man. Lord, I pray that you just may bless each one. God, give them wisdom that everything they might do will be for the benefit of our county. God, help each one. We give you thanks and praise for what you do for us. Continue to lead, God, and direct us in our lives, we pray. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Please silence your cell phones. All right, get signed in. I looks like everybody signed in, so we'll go ahead and get started. So we have a quorum, all present. Are you doing it again? All right, go ahead and sign in again. I've still got 4 showing us. All right, have 15 present. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the January 12th, 2026 meeting.
So moved.
All right, I got a motion and a second by,
Second.
guys, use your,
There it is.
use your tablets too. Motion by Henderson, second by Brackett. Commissioner Henderson,
Nothing further.
Commissioner Brackett.
Nothing.
All right, any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Can you do it? All right, we'll give it a minute. If not, let's do it, man.
Just take his for now.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, acceptance of committee reports and correspondence. Motion by Barry, second by Commissioner Barry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On report number 1 from the Roane County Environmental Review Board, man, that's a ton of information in there. I know they stay on top of it. And Mr. Chairman, because of all the familiar names that we're seeing in here now, the new companies and things, I would like to suggest that this one, that we do like a workshop so that they could bring us up to date on all of these things that are going on across the area. And there's another one that I thought we might could combine. That's as we go later in the meeting on the codes enforcement from 2018 to 2024. They did a presentation not just last week. Maybe they could do that presentation again because there's questions on that one as well. But I would like to see if we can set a workshop up on that one. Number 4 was I guess Mr. Executive, the lease. I guess we got to start working on the lease to try to work that out and see what we can do on that one.
Yeah, we'll start working on that immediately.
Okay, and number 5, Mr. Chairman, was the one I was referring to on the workshop for the codes. And if we could get a copy of the 2024 codes before that workshop, where we could look and see where the differences are. I guess I'm just curious.
So let me say this. The individuals on the subcommittee for building codes did get a narrative description of that in a pamphlet. Did we not get a pamphlet for that as well? It is expensive to replicate and reproduce for all 15.
Okay.
So those 5 individuals had to validate and proceed with that recommendation. From
Okay, I guess before we vote on that would be, you know what, and I spoke to Reggie about it, and I think he was okay with it, but about the cost difference between 2018 and 2024 for somebody to build a house in Roane County, and why we would want to be ahead of the state, on codes, ahead of them on anything, but especially on codes. So, that's that one.
Mr. Chairman, can I add something to that real quick?
Send it.
No problem at all, but be glad to send all commissioners a digital copy of the 2024 version. Can we do that, Reggie? Is that?
No, you can't,
No,
it's
you can't.
copyright.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so Reggie does have a presentation though, that he did for the seminar that he could do at a repeat, event for you guys. It was a workshop. We could send that regardless, and it includes a lot of updated language to pay attention to.
It'd be great. It'd be great. Number 8 was the status on the letter we got from Roger Petrie. Are we okay on that?
Yeah, everything was taken care of. They had an event, on Highway 95. There's a facility, a containment facility they had an issue with. It was fixed before I even knew about it. Tim had called me. By the time we were both trying to reach out to somebody else, they were already on top of it. Their remedy for that is overkill, to be honest with you, but it's taken care of.
Then last one, was number 9 on the fair, the Roane County Fair. I guess, Mr. Lefevue, if that's the name of that fair, do we have any liability in that by being the Roane County Fair?
That's been changed, that name has been changed, so it no longer is tagged to Roane County. The current individual, and that's from our meeting, it's
Okay.
United Way. They
Okay,
have a 501c3
okay,
with the United Way of Roane County. That is what they're gonna name their fair.
okay.
The United Way of Roane
Okay,
County.
that's fine. I was just curious if it's saying this, if we have any liability. That's fine. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Chairman, one last, on our budget, we're 50% in now, so this might be, I guess, the state of the half year of our budget. And I just was noticing, on our interest and property, interest and penalty, we were, behind on that. That's tied to property tax.
It is, it's tied to the prior year and prior year property
So
taxes.
as more of that comes in, then,
Yes.
then that number will go up. Okay, and, cable TV franchise, I noticed we're way behind on that. Is that,
So those are quarterly payments.
Good.
So that's Comcast, DirecTV, Twin Lakes, and Charter.
so they're, okay, so they're a couple of quarters behind.
I looked it up today, and, the only one that's behind currently is the Charter.
Is the what?
Charter's behind.
Okay. And then on the, let's see, that one, I guess, and on risk management on expenditures, we were way over, Lynn, I guess that's insurance, right, where we maybe prepaying our insurance July 1st.
Well, no, we don't prepay, we pay quarterly.
But that was a big part of that. We've got other emergency management, and I think you said that's 911,
Yes.
and that one shows we paid it in full.
So the financial summary shows purchase orders. So those are included, but those are monthly payments. So
Those
we
are
pay,
monthly, so that would be the 40,190 then.
yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Commissioner Duff, you had a second.
Nothing.
All right, any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Yes. All right, motion carries. At this time, list of notaries. These are the ones that are applying for notaries. I have a motion and a second. Motion by Wilson, second by Henderson. Commissioner Wilson.
No, go ahead.
Commissioner Henderson.
Appreciate your service.
All right, any other further, you can scroll down there, or was that the last one?
I think that's the last one.
Okay. Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. All right, this time, hearing of our delegation, that's, from members of the audience who come up and speak. Ask that you limit yourself to a 3-minute, timeframe, state your name and address where you're from, and it doesn't, keep it germane to, county business. This time you're free to speak.
Yes, thank you. Good evening. My name is John Higgins. I live at 248 Woodland Drive, Harriman. I'm here tonight with my friends, family, and a whole group of supporters that support what I'm here to talk about, what we are here to talk about, which is, I'd like to talk to you about the Kairos Power and their building of the Hermes reactor project. Most importantly, what I want to talk about, is the construction contractors lack of hiring local people for local jobs. This project is being built at the old K-25 site. According to Kairos Power, and this is from their website, and I will quote kairospower.com. The project location was chosen based on the unique combination of regional workforce capabilities. I'm gonna come back to that, okay? And local partners such as Oak Ridge National Lab, University of Tennessee, TVA, and available infrastructure. The very first thing they state in why they chose it was regional workforce capabilities. Obviously, to me, I think everyone, if I may, that's our local workforce. Those are our skilled craftsmen, vendors, suppliers, everyone in the community. Yet, Kairos Power's contractor, Bernard Construction, from Bozeman, Montana, is currently using out-of-state workers for a large percentage of their workforce, and they refuse to negotiate a project labor agreement. Oak Ridge, Tennessee has a high prevalence of project labor agreements, particularly for DOE projects. Local labor unions provide trained, reliable, and local craftsmen. Project labor agreements help ensure livable wages, quality health care, pensions, and more. Furthermore, a local workforce will almost certainly benefit the community they live in. These workers spend here, they invest here, they raise their children here, and have a vested interest in this community. Bernard Construction, that's the contractor building the Kairos at this time, right now. Their slogan is people building for people. I ask them, what people are building for what people? We are asking Tennesseans, Roane County residents, and the Roane County Commission to help get these local jobs offered to local people. Thank you.
Mr. Higgins,
Yes.
if I may speak. So I was approached last week by two subcontractors in Oak Ridge. I work for a electrical subcontractor in Oak Ridge. There are some challenges that our local subcontractors are having to face also that they've asked me if I could address, and I've talked to some of our state officials on it. We want these companies to come in and we want them to build. And when they was first coming in, we was very concerned about our craft and not having enough because, as you know, we have a shortage in trained, qualified craft. So in the very beginning of it, we was like, how can we build this for you because we don't have the people. And then we're like, oh, well, people will come in, they'll bring people from out of state and we'll be able to build it. And I didn't recognize really the other side of that until I was approached. Our local subcontractors are a part of this community, and I'm talking about Roane, Anderson, Knox, Morgan, Loudoun County. The problem is when these companies will come in, they will bring workers with them. They'll bring their own workforce. And that will cause our local subcontractors, when they don't have enough workforce, these short temporary jobs, they will pay a higher wage to be able to draw from our local subcontractors. And they will draw away our workforce from our local subcontractors, which will cause our local subcontractors to have to close their business because they will not have a workforce. So what one of the things that I've been approached about is when these companies come in, that they give a percentage of the construction part to local subcontractors. Because as you know, Mr. Higgins, most local subcontractors hire union. And that way, the local subcontractors won't lose their businesses. Because honestly, if your guys here are making this amount, but these people come in and they're offering giving you $10 to $15 more on the hour for a short term, 1 to 2 years, you're probably gonna lose those guys. I mean, as a company, you're gonna lose them because they're gonna go over there. And so then your local subcontractors, they don't have the employees to support these projects, and they have to close their doors. So it's a problem not just for the labor part, it's also a huge problem for the subcontractor, for the companies. So I think that's something that we're gonna have to look at in asking these companies, are there any way you can give a percentage of this work to the local workforce? So.
Absolutely. They refuse to negotiate. They won't come to the table. They won't, we've asked, we've reached out, come talk to us, absolutely. But, if Chris can help with it, if I may,
Yeah,
is that okay?
that's.
I appreciate
I mean, I lost you in the first minute, so.
Sorry, sir.
My name's Chris O'Keefe. I'm with the Ironworkers of Knoxville, Local 384. I'm also with the State Building Trades. I'm the president for the State Building Trades. And I hear your problem. All right, I do. The question is we're sitting in front of, really, I mean, you're the ones who can make the decisions for this county, right? My stepson still goes to school in this county. My wife works in this county. I'm here every other weekend watching basketball at Kingston, right? So I'm in this county as well, even though I live in Knoxville. But the point being is asking them is one thing. Getting them to hire 20%, 30% local hire, not only with the workers, that comes with the local contractors, right? And you say pay more, absolutely. But should it be outside contractors getting paid more and outside workers getting paid more and taking the money away? It should be local contractors getting paid more, with their local employees getting paid more. And if these billions of dollars are coming in our backyard, we should be inheriting that money.
Well, we're not asking to pay more, we're asking to be equal.
No, I understand equal. What I'm saying is they're gonna have to pay more, like you said, they're gonna have to bring in workers.
They will pay more, and they will draw away, we already have a labor
They
shortage.
won't draw away if they hire local contractors.
But if
Once
they
again-
don't hire local contractors, it's
Well,
what
this
I'm
is
saying.
the question to you guys though is, I can't make them negotiate. We can ask them to come to the table and negotiate, and like all of our contracts, nothing was made. We negotiated, right? So my question is, where are you guys negotiating? Can we negotiate to get local hire in these contractors that come to this county? And what I ask for that is obviously, a piece of that comes with local contractors to hire union workers. So we'll get a part of the cake as well.
I think it's something we need to take to the table. I think it is something that, with the Economic Development Board and maybe some others, is something that can be taken to the table. And these companies are, they want to be friendly, they want to be involved in the community. The conversations we've had with them is they want to be a part of the community, they really do. But I think it's something that we need to take to the table and talk to them, discuss with, and show them, hey, here's a negative impact that you're potentially gonna have on not just this county, but surrounding counties.
It's only negative if you don't include the contractor. I agree.
Yeah.
So that's my whole point. This isn't just about the union, right, staff, the workers. This is about the contractors. I don't have a union job without a union contractor. But this is a dual partnership.
Right.
And so same part there, we have to get the union contractors on that project, right? So, and that's what we're asking for. And the other side of that is apprenticeship. I mean, you guys know as well as I do, this is not a union thing. Apprenticeships are not union, they're union and non-union. There's apprenticeships on both boards. So if you guys can ask for apprenticeships and guarantee the apprenticeship language in these contracts, there's non-union apprenticeships and there's union apprenticeships. I like to think the union ones are better. We've been around longer. I think it's a little bit more perfected, right? I think that's in the numbers. That's my opinion though. But once again, you putting that in the language doesn't say you're going union. It says we're going for apprenticeships that all of our schools are going towards, already, tech schools are going towards. These are things that we need to guarantee. And once again, including local contractors. Cause there's no way that they put billions of dollars in this community and then leave you all without any of it. That's ridiculous. And y'all been here long enough to know this county's gonna change. It's gonna change bigger than it's changed since you've been a young kid. And are we gonna let our grandkids have opportunity with that change? Or are we gonna let other towns take that opportunity and take it away from them? That's all I have for you.
I'm a parent of a local 102 pipe fitter, journeyman out, graduated right over here. My stepdaughter now is a local 270, 2.5 years in. I want them to stay here. I mean, they're young, trying to get started. They wanna be here, so yeah, we have to do something. We need to figure it out. Now, I'm 5'19",
A
I
piece
seem
of
like
pie.
myself.
You know what I mean? A piece. We're not asking for the whole darn thing.
Right.
But while you're here, you gotta build up a community while you're here. Don't just say it, put it in the contract, show it, and build it up. That's the only, I'm sorry, the only way to do it right is in the contract.
Right.
Words are words. You put it in the contract, and then you have it on paper, and you make it happen.
I appreciate your plea here tonight, but let me say this, I'm a fan of the union. When I got out of the Army, I worked a union job running heavy equipment, operating engineers. Till I got hired at another job. I don't think us passing a resolution saying that we support the local unions has no binding activity whatsoever. And I don't think by Tennessee code annotate, I can force a company into hiring, negotiating with the union. You might want to seek the Economic Development Board, and, asking them, for guidance there. But I don't think as a county commission, we could pass a resolution, but it's non-binding or anything else. So, but I do support you. Hey, I'm gonna start blowing my horn on the way to work when I see you over on the left-hand side, cause you've been out there some cold mornings.
Appreciate that.
So,
And when we don't, and once again, I understand there's limitations of what you guys can do. I do understand that. I would love for y'all to make it with and negotiate with us. I know that can't happen.
Yeah.
But what can happen in some degree is you all finding a way to make it where they have local hire and use of apprenticeships. That has nothing to do with unions. We're speaking here as unions because we see the potential in what we offer. But at the same time, no one's speaking for the unclassified worker, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we come here for all workers.
I appreciate you coming here tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for allowing us. Thank you very much.
All right, anyone else to address the county commission?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of the commission. Scott Mason, 139 Casey Road, Harriman, Tennessee, 37748. Here tonight representing the Harriman City Council. I just want to echo their sentiments, thanking each and every one of the individual commissioners that met with the city council at various workshops. I want to thank Stacy Wilson and Roane Tourism and Ben Wilson with the Roane Alliance as we discussed the 4% occupancy tax. We learned a lot. I think we expressed our opinion, but we certainly appreciate each of y'all for taking that open dialogue because that is just outstanding. And there's nothing can be done to change that, and we realize that now. We want to move forward and hopefully can work together with the county commission, Roane Tourism, especially in this budget process, and taking this 4% and something that will not only utilize or be advantageous to the county, but also to each of the municipalities that can share in tourism and just make Roane County a better place. So on behalf of the Harriman City Council, we greatly appreciate the open dialogue and honest communication. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. All right, next. Yes.
In regards to Mr. Mason, and the tourism committee met several times, as you recall, on the 4% occupancy tax. We started out with that on the rental and came out to be into the hotels. And as you know, Harriman had been grandfathered in. We met with them on several occasions. They were gracious, and the hotel owners were gracious. We've got another resolution that's gonna be coming, hopefully will help, that we met with the industrial board the other night on, so they're gonna take that and go with it now. Thank you for you working with us, because without you, it would have been really tough. We're gonna do the best to bring those dollars back to where everybody in the county benefits.
And correction for the minutes, we did meet with Commissioner Ben Wilson, but we also met with Justin Snow, and Roane Alliance was really helpful as well, so sorry about that.
We had to do that.
All right, next.
Lee Sharp, 801 Henry Heights, Harriman, Tennessee. Something was said here a little bit earlier, and union or non-union, I worked with Mr. Duff with the workforce, work-based learning and everything for a long time. I think if nothing else, there's gotta be something put into place to where our kids are reaping the benefits of the growth in this county. You know, I got 3 kids that graduated Harriman High School. 2 of them had went craft, and they've made a good living. What are we doing by letting people from Boise, Idaho, or Lexington, Kentucky, or Atlanta bring whole companies up here? And that's basically just taking and stripping all the millions of dollars that this county's putting towards our workforce learning. That's decrediting TCAT and everything else. We have put a lot of money into our county to make sure that we have a labor force. You know, I heard that we have a shortage. I've been with craft for a very long time. I've never seen a job go short. They all get built. Most of them on time, most of them under budget. You know, I think this county's done a great job with the school systems, the partnering with TCAT, partnering with union apprenticeships, partnering with everybody that they can to make sure that we have a trained workforce. And I really think that if there's any sort of legislation that we can put in to make sure that somebody has to hire at least a minimum percentage of local residents, somebody within a 75-mile radius, that would be a start, whether union or non-union. Just local residents. I mean, we're the ones building the county. You know what I mean? They're gonna live here the rest of their lives. We've raised them here. I mean, they're the ones that have put forth the effort. I've seen many people graduate out of his programs and come into the carpenters and have a successful career. And we have nothing to push back and help them procure that future. You know what I mean? That's all I got.
Thanks, sir. All right, next.
My name is April Watson. I live at 129 Meadowlark Lane, and I just wanted to say thank you to the school system. The school system has allowed me as an individual to come in and teach about apprenticeships. We have a program right now. It's called the East Tennessee Apprenticeship Readiness Program. And I go in every day to Oliver Springs High School and Midtown Education Center, and I teach our students that there is other options. I teach them math construction because they don't get it in a regular math class. We teach them the history of an American worker and how the 5-day work week started. And we just really appreciate Roane County's support. So I am here in support of local contracts because we're teaching our students that. We teach our students that every day. And I love my job and I'm extremely passionate. I was raised in a local family. I've lived in Roane County my whole life. And now I'm teaching your students the same love that I have for labor, for construction, and for the blue collar worker. So I just wanted to go on record and say thank you to Roane County Schools. We greatly appreciate it. And I hope that when these students graduate in May, that they do have a job to go to. And that they do have opportunities that are given to them that maybe weren't given until this opportunity opened for them. And we're hoping to see great success out of this graduating class. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next.
Good evening. I'm Sandy Level at 518 Cumberland, Harriman, Tennessee, and the Executive Director of Roane County United Way. And as promised, some of you were in the called meeting last week about the fair. So in the wee hours of the morning this morning, I received an updated logo that says Roane County United Way Fair. So I just wanted to let y'all know that I kept my word on that. And we're here tonight really to talk to you. If you didn't get it in your packet, I'm not sure if it came through. We had sent a letter to the commissioners requesting that you support the fair. And of course, the logo was before we changed that. But right now in Roane County, it feels like even within the world that people are being asked to choose sides all the time. And differences are highlighted more than common ground. So too often that division creates more challenges than solutions. And the United Way has been serving your county for 70 years, and something that has not changed is our steadfast community support. That we are supporting the people in your community every day, so that everyone can thrive. And right now, 42% of our population falls below that ALICE threshold, which means they can't afford monthly expenses. And that's up to 52% of our senior citizens cannot afford their monthly expenses. So the United Way, in an effort to increase the amount of grants we could provide to nonprofits, keep people's utilities on, prevent evictions, make sure there's food on the table, health care for people. We're seeking to bring a community fair here. We would love to have the financial support, since there has not been a fair in Roane County for decades. It took us about 18 months to get a carnival company, a midway company, to come to Roane County, and it was quite expensive, and we had to front the cost for that. We don't intend to spend donor dollars that were intended for impact services to support this fair. Therefore, we're seeking strong community partners to bring this community event here, because the United Way supports our neighbors facing challenges today. It's the way we create lasting change. Primetime Carnival was here today with us at Roane State. They are the 5th in the top 5 in the nation carnival companies, and they have a 0 incident reporting, and they carry $8 million in liability coverage that holds harmless anyone that's participating in this fair. So they hold the full responsibility of it. So this effort's more about, it's more than an event. It's about building community, lasting relationships, and making sure we're putting our partners together to support our county. So thank you for allowing us to give you some information, and we would appreciate some financial support to bring this to be. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And, I'm gonna take that couple minutes. I'm Phil Merrill, 822 Cumberland Street. I'm on the board of the United Way. Some of you know me. This has been a project that we've had to put together. We've tried to find a way to raise funds unconventionally. You know, people giving grants aren't available like they used to be. And this is gonna make a humongous impact, I believe, in Roane County. This is not just your normal county fair. This is gonna be huge. They've got a real roller coaster, real carnival rides. They are a big company. So this is a big project for us to do it. And but we need the county to come together. We need the cities to come together and help support some of this. And so we're asking that the county come up with about $10,000 if possible to help sponsor this fair. And it is Roane County United Way Fair. Next year, hopefully, we'll get the ag department to be more involved in it. It was too late for them, but hopefully we're gonna partner with them next year. But we've already made the financial commitment to bring the fair here. And we've got Roane State for May 12th to May 17th set up. We met with him again today. This is going to be a huge event. And so we just really beg you for your support. We could definitely use it. So I don't know if anybody's got any questions.
No, thank you, sir. All right, next.
Good evening, it's good to see everyone tonight. I'm Justin Snow, I'm the president and CEO of Roane Alliance. Everyone should have a copy of the Alliance recap in your packet. A few highlights from each of our partners. I'll start with ECD, and I've talked about this the past several meetings, but Roane County is participating in the Tennessee ECD Property Evaluation Program. That's going well. As a result, properties have been identified that would make more sites available for industrial growth in the county. We're moving forward with a couple properties right now. We're doing some due diligence studies, some soil borings, phase 1 ESA, ordering a commercial real estate appraisal. I can tell you that in a partnership with Roane County IDB, we will be submitting applications to the state site development grant program and TBA InvestCredit program to help offset the cost of property acquisition and also development. Okay, so that continues to go well. As far as Roane County's 3-star grant program, the Roane Alliance was awarded $180,000. These funds will be used to provide educational videos to K-12 students, create a map of Watts Bar Lake with marinas, restaurants, boat ramps, etc., and provide training and tuition for Roane State and TCAT students. This is something exciting that's coming up Friday, and I think Wade, you and I are gonna be there Friday morning, from what I understand, to introduce this group. But in a partnership with Roane County Schools, the Roane Alliance is hosting a nuclear professional development day for over 250 elementary teachers in Roane County. They'll be going to Oak Ridge, this Friday, like I said. They'll spend time with 6 organizations, Oak Ridge assets, including nuclear companies, educational institutions, the Oak Ridge National Lab. They'll spend time with ORAU, AMSI, the K-12 History Center, Roane State Nuclear and Tech Lab, as well as hear from companies like Trisobex. I do want to hit on tourism, just real quick. A couple of weeks ago, we had a great event out in Rockwood. Roane Tourism partnered with the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development to host our very first ever Songwriters Weekly Qualifying Round. We met on Friday night and braved the cold and the snow, standing room crowd. We had 15 great contestants, and our own Ben Briley won that competition. So Ben will be going on to the regional competition on February 28th at the BTO Theater in Knoxville. Couple of other announcements. Senator Yeager and I went to the regional legislative breakfast a couple weeks ago at the Airport Hilton, and one thing I noticed is Roane County wasn't included in that. So I made a phone call, and I can tell you that starting next year, Roane County will be included in the regional legislative breakfast. In a partnership with Roane State and Leadership Roane County and the Roane Alliance, on April the 2nd, we'll have a Meet the Candidates event at Roane State Community College. So anybody that's running for office will be invited. It won't be a debate format. It'll be more Meet the Candidates, 2 to 3 minutes to share your thoughts on on your reelection. So that concludes my report. I'll answer any questions that y'all have.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Chair,
Chairman,
recognize Commissioner Byrd.
I'd like to say too, we went to a tourism event on Friday, in Knoxville with Ms. Wilson. And Roane County was recognized again in that Mid-East regional, tourism. And we've exceeded, I think, what anyone probably thought was possible for us to do, tourism wise, but it's been a great success. Is it too early? If you haven't been to the industrial board meeting, you need to go. This thing's way over my head anymore. I couldn't serve on it any longer because it's, I mean, we've got probably one of the best things that this commission has ever done was get away from having each district have its own people there. We've got 9 of the best people in this county now that are serving on this industrial board. And is it too early to share with them what's happening out there at the training center?
No. In a partnership with Roane County IDB, in a partnership with the University of Tennessee and CNSY 12. If you remember, about 3 or 4 years ago, with state-funded money, we built the emergency response training facility. In a partnership, and this is going to move pretty fast, they're going to build a new national prototype center on that campus. And they're looking to move pretty quick. They're looking to have that facility completed within 12 months, with the possibility of having a 3rd building behind that. So,
42 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, the investment on the first building was, well, it was state funded money, but it was about 15 million, and this is about a $42 million project. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, next.
Good evening, I'm Nancy Curtis, 1702 Loudon Highway, Philadelphia, 37846. Speaking on the funding for the volunteer fire departments of Roane County. South Roane County Volunteer Fire Department is asked to do more than most. They have bigger response area than any volunteer fire department in Roane County. They handle more equipment than any other department and more stations to manage. South Roane County is relied upon to assist surrounding departments when emergencies exceed their own capacity. This level of responsibility comes with a real cost. Equipment wears out faster, training demands are higher, vehicles age under constant use. Most importantly, the volunteers carry an increasing physical and emotional burden. They give their time, their energy, and a lot of times their own money out of their own pockets to ensure that others receive help on their worst day. I understand that they have had to discontinue running lift assist calls in order to keep the doors open. This is just the first service to be cut, but I'm willing to bet more on the horizon if the county does not seriously consider stepping up the funds they provide to South Roane County. While all departments deserve support, equal funding does not reflect equal demand. Smaller departments simply do not face the same insurance costs, building maintenance, apparatus maintenance, or fuel consumption as South Roane County. When funding does not match workload, it forces difficult choices, delaying equipment replacement, limiting training opportunities, having firefighters wear outdated equipment, which puts their health at risk, or asking volunteers to do more with less. These choices directly affect response times, firefighter safety, and ultimately the lives and property they are sworn to protect. Increased funding for their department is not about privilege, it's about preparedness. It is about ensuring that when someone dials 911, the responders arriving are properly equipped, properly trained, and not stretched beyond their limits. It is about supporting the volunteers who constantly step forward, no matter the hour, the danger, because they care deeply about this community. By funding this department proportionally to its workload and risk, you are investing in the safety of the entire county. Stronger support for their department strengthens every department they assist and every citizen they serve. $72,000 a year is not enough to maintain 5 departments, 30 active members, and 16 pieces of equipment, and this is just South Roane County. Imagine if property taxes were done this way and everybody paid the same amount regardless of how much property they had. That wouldn't be right, would it? I don't think so. Thank you for taking the time to listen and for the difficult decisions you must make. I hope you will consider not just the numbers, but the people behind them. The volunteers answering the call and the residents counting on them to do safely and effectively. Lastly, I want to say, Commissioner Gann, thank you so much for not interrupting me, as you so rudely did at the fire board meeting a few months ago when you told me to sit down and be quiet.
Ma'am, if I may correct you, at that fire board meeting, you called me out on Facebook that I made that statement. There is a commissioner here today that will tell you that that wasn't me, that was them that made that statement. But on Facebook, you put my name.
Well, it
So
was
it
you.
wasn't-
I have witnesses,
No, ma'am.
Commissioner.
Mr. Parks, would you like to explain to the lady that it was not me that made that statement to you? I would not make that statement to you. So if you would like, Mr. Parks can verify that for you, because you did call that out on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And thank you
It
again
was
for
very
that.
embarrassing.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
let's keep it professional. All right, let's keep moving. Anyone else want to, address the county?
My name is Casey Sharfield at 324 L. John Lane. That's in the Century Acres subdivision off of Hamilton Road. I just wanted to once again offer some statistics from TDOT before I go into my request. 3 years ago now, this was in 2023, TDOT put a counter out on Marble Road. 76% of vehicles were in excess of 10 miles per hour of the speed limit. 16% were in excess of 20 over the speed limit. And the 85th percentile of people going over the speed limit was 19 miles per hour. So that just paints a little bit of a picture of what we're dealing with. This was 3 years ago. So if any of you know where Century Acres is or where Hamilton Road is, that's right outside of the preserve neighborhood. I have to use Hamilton Road to get in and out of my house. I have to use Old Union. I have to use Longville. I don't have a choice. I've nearly been run off the road. People pass over the double yellow. My family is here with me. I invite you to sit with me at my mother's house and watch people zoom down Longville. It's a scary place to be sometimes. The last commission meeting I was able to attend, Commissioner Duff let it be known that he is against shutting down the preserve from Longville Road, and I recognize, sir, that you do represent your constituents, but I'm up here as a District 6 constituent, and I'm begging for relief. There's just too much that's going on. I've been to road meetings. Commissioner Brackett did bring it up, last commission meeting I could be at, which was in December. Just asking about what's going on. I think Mr. Lefty, you were gonna look into some stuff. And then maybe Commissioner Duff and, the other representative, we're gonna look into things with the city of Oak Ridge. So my request is just an update on what is going on with that and what options we have. Like I said, I understand that, Oak Ridge's commissioners represent their constituents, but as District 6, we're begging for relief out here.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, next. All right, anyone else want to address the county commission? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move to the county attorney's report.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have anything to report. I'll be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Anybody got anything for the county attorney? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Layton, can we check with Oak Ridge and try to get some correlation? I know we said something about that, like Ms. Schnappi said, but reach out to them and see if they're willing to work with us on something, whether it's one way, whether it's what they're willing to do on their side and what we can do on our side to help out.
Sure, you can reach out.
Well, I mean, in a capacity.
Are you wanting somebody on behalf of the county to reach out?
I would like to see it, maybe in a letter form, something that we see the response, and when people come to us, here's what's been asked, here's what's been said, maybe, you know, just something that, one way or the other, I know they're waiting on the road study. I think it was ordered, we was told in 24 for Hamilton Road.
April 2025.
So, do we know if Oak Ridge is even willing to work with us on that deal?
In informal discussions, they've not expressed any interest to close roads leaving their city limits into Roane County. That's informal. I've not expressed anything formally to them. But there's no interest for them to close that road headed to Longville. Again, that's informal.
Right. Something we need to follow up on, I guess, see what we can do on our side.
Well, in those informal discussions, emergency management was a big issue. Like you start closing roads into and out of a neighborhood with that many people, and you aren't able to access that with emergency services, that becomes a big issue. That's a whole different issue. I mean, and again, I'd refer to, we're talking two different jurisdictions here.
Yeah, that's
6, yeah, right. So I'm trying to play the middleman as much as I can, but I'm not quite sure how to navigate that. And I'm actually overstepping into the county attorney's report, so I apologize.
No, you're not. That's more in your wheelhouse than mine.
All right, so any other questions from the county attorney?
Mr. Chairman, are we talking about Hamilton Road or are we talking about Longville Road?
So the preserve bleeds into, Longville Road itself and Hamilton Road.
Right, but-
Hamilton Road being the most narrow road of the two.
And Longville Road is where that S curve is there by the bridge, right? And
That's correct.
You go straight, that's Hamilton Road.
That's correct.
And then there's a third, which comes from Lad Landing Way, not Lad Landing Way, it's Rarity Ridgeway, Rarity Ridgeway into Long, so it's 3.
So we're really getting into this thing at the very end. I mean, how many years has the development been enforced? And really nothing until just recently has anything even come up. So we're really getting in on the back end with Oak Ridge already doing their thing into the reserve and everything. So it seems like we're coming in at the back end of all of this, trying to correct what maybe should have happened if we could have gotten involved in it early. Because like you say, closing and making one way, that's probably not gonna be part of it. And I guess the road committee have they checked, I know I've been talking with Mr. Ferguson, they may be able to do something with Hamilton Road, right?
Well, it was reported to us, I think, 2 months ago, that they had issued a road study. However, they had issued it back in April. We still have, they were expecting results any day. We still haven't received any results. But I also think one of the main issues, and this is going back to a previous conversation, and I don't want to get too deep in it, is that we have heavy trucks on these small roads that really do not belong on these small country roads, but there's no accountability. How do we navigate that? I think that's, I will say this, I want to say thanks to Sheriff Stockton and Chief Phillips. We have seen more of our Roane County Sheriff's Department, so we thank you. That's really made a difference, but of course we need more. So I think there's a lot of factors here that's taking into play. So Chairman, that's just some things we just need to be mindful of. How do we continue to manage that in a way that's for the safety of our residents?
Is your vehicle one of those speeding?
Not anymore. I'm an elected official.
Yes, sir.
I sit on the road committee and I've talked to Jill several times on this issue. And really, the things up now until we get this study back, but they've got an 8-year study being done on it this time. And that's kind of where we're at, waiting on what they say we can and can't do. And that's where Fred's saying.
Thank you, sir, for putting that. All right, we've had a deviated from the county attorney for somewhat there. Let's move, anything else from the county attorney? All right, hearing none, seeing none, we'll go to the county executive report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very quickly, a couple things. On your desk, you have the annual financial report. As I expressed last month, we're pleased to share that in our exit interview with auditor in our office, in our exit interview was Mr. Jenkins with the schools, Mr. Ferguson with the highway department, and us. We had a clean audit. Turn to the back, there are 2 audit findings. Everything that I know about those is back there in that audit as well. That information isn't shared with us or other elected officials. But from our understanding in reading that, those audit findings have already been resolved, and we're moving forward. Right. So that's first one. And the second thing is I wanted to give a big congratulations to our animal shelter staff who scored 100% on the Department of Health survey inspection. I want to congratulate Stacy and her team who did a fantastic job. Something to be very proud of. I want to thank them. Glad to answer any questions.
Any questions, Commissioner Kirby?
Mr. Diggle, thank you for the rundown on this. I see we're expecting, what, 300 to 400 new jobs coming here to this county before long. Do you have a time frame when the first plant might be built and have a knowledge? I see where the money was awarded for them.
You talking about the newest announcement? Yeah, I put in here the LIS Technologies announcements. It was January 16th. The governor announced $1.38 billion on a new laser enrichment facility. That's gonna be 203 new employees in the former Duck Island site. We talked about that. And then 3 days later, we did a grand opening at BWXT on their new facility. They spent $43 million to open a 60,000 square foot facility. Did that in about 7 months. It's gonna employ about 100. So now we're looking at a total in 3.5 years, about over 3,000 new employees coming to Roane County. Triso X, I don't know if you've driven on Galahar Road lately, but you can go over to the left and see cranes erecting steel at Triso X. Of course, BWXT's already built. Kairos Power, their first building is almost complete. Their second nuclear reactor. I don't think they're erecting steel yet, but they're not far from it if they aren't. And then I think those are the only ones that are in construction right now. There is a facility called Origins that Y12 and NNSA is building right next to the emergency response training facility. But that is a federal facility. That won't have anything to do with local
next
government.
to Ortec, right?
I'm sorry?
Next to Ortec?
Yes, it's part of Ortec. That's the kind of the campus next to Erdov. Yeah. But that's a federal facility.
I think too, just before you put in there, it's gonna be some of the highest paid jobs in this county.
Absolutely. Yeah, some of these companies are averaging close to 6 figures. Yeah.
But again, I just want to thank you for giving it the rundown.
Well, I usually give you more detail on that than I will say this is a good opportunity. We have an intern in our office, from University of Tennessee Baker School. And one of his main, responsibilities that we've given him is to contact these companies on a weekly basis and put together a summary for you. His name's Save, he's out of, Gibbs High School, at the University of Tennessee. He started with us last week, so be on the lookout for a more detailed report on what all these companies' progress is.
Again, I thank you for giving us that information.
Chair recognizes Mr. Byrd.
Could you share with us Carbon Rivers?
Yes.
On there?
Last week, or the week before, I'm not sure what the closing date was, but Smith Built, who is the contractor that's building the preserve, closed on the powerhouse site where Carbon Rivers is currently. Carbon Rivers was using that site to store and process used windmill blades. So this property has changed hands. Smithfield is now leasing that back to Carbon Rivers so that they can do the cleanup that TDEC has required them to do. So a lot of development moving in the right direction, I believe, on that site that will lead to that not being a storage site for used windmill blades and the potential for it to be something more useful for the county.
It's on the river, right?
It is, it's a great site.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Henderson.
Where exactly is this site at on the K-25 side?
Powerhouse site. So
It's when you go up 90, exit off 58, get on the south side,
loop around to Bear Creek.
yeah.
If you went right, yeah.
As soon as you get off, go right, and then wiggle back left on that first road,
Yeah,
I think.
It is.
And you, don't worry, you won't miss it, cause there's 2 million windshields.
Right. I took the chairman out there and he couldn't believe it. I told him.
Yeah, it's a mass cluster of windmill blades, so you can't miss it.
But it has changed hands and is moving in a better direction.
You can see it on satellite. So, all right. Anyone else? All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And I do have, because the union's still here with us, some of them are, BWXT and others, did they use any union labor for constructing their buildings?
I think so.
And is any of those facilities that's coming in there using any union labor?
I mean, they
is. Who said that? I did. Okay. TriSoX is using union?
I would be surprised if BWXT is not, because they're a longtime federal contractor.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
Yeah.
Sir?
BWXT has not with the electrical workers.
Okay.
The trades in the current room, electrical workers, sheet metal, carpenters, iron workers, there's not any FBA.
And I hear you guys quiet, sitting up here, and like I said, my first job was a union job when I retired out of the Army. Was thankful for that job to support my family. But we would like, there's no legislation that I can pass here that binds them to negotiate with us. But I will say this, we need to start looking at some other avenues to enhance, our own Roane County residents and get employment with these jobs and everything. So I don't know what the right answer is.
Well,
but
what I can say this, and Justin could add to this too, from an economic development perspective, we are in unprecedented times. And we have moved just in a 3-year time frame to doing things to recruit and attract, to now we're in a position where we have leverage and can negotiate.
Well, I'd love to see us negotiate to,
On the reservation, of course, that involves working with the city, because this is all inside city limits. So just be aware of that dynamic too. But we do have great working relationships with the city through the Oak Ridge Corridor Development Corporation that was established because of the resolution that you all passed.
yeah, I'd love to see us put a little bit more muscle behind that and work with it.
We're in a much better position now to have those discussions.
All right, I'll be signing, and we'll move to, special orders. Anything else from county executive? All right, special orders accepting the resignation of Joe, and help me out here, Barlier, member of the Roane County Environmental Review Board. Motion by Hendrickson, second by Hamilton. Commissioner Henderson.
I have nothing.
Dr. Hamilton.
Nothing further.
All right. Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries 15. 0 zoning, 0 old business, 15 new business. Resolution 02-2601, resolution authorizing to donate the donation of surplus automated external defibrillators to the Roane County Rescue Squad and the Volunteer Fire Department. Motion by Parks, second by Gann. Commissioner Parks.
No, nothing further.
Commissioner Gann.
Nothing further, sir.
All right, any discussion, any, Commissioner Berry?
Mr. Nephew, I noticed we've got a, page. Does that go as long as, in other words, if it goes to 3 or 4 different parties down the road, they can't come back on us, right?
Well,
Right now, we're going to the rescue squad.
if someone were to come back on you under this indemnity agreement, the rescue squad or the volunteer fire department would have to indemnify Roane County.
So what if the rescue squad donated them to someone else?
Well, if something happened and somebody came back on Roane County, the rescue squad would have to indemnify Roane County.
Very good, thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Anderson.
Is there a, expiration date or life expectancy on one of them machines? I'd like to ask maybe Brad Goss, since he's dealt with them.
First thing, Commissioner, they're really not an expiration date. Over time, they do, they do have to have, the components and stuff looked at and redone. This is an AED that come out of service that was replaced by AED 3 from the Enbridge grant that we received to get 6 new ones. But to answer that, I mean, you wouldn't wanna use one for 20 years and it's never been checked. I mean, our purpose was to upgrade to different models, something that's, more technology, better helps people. But, this one here, that's coming out of service, is one, again, that's been here probably for 16 or 17 years. And it's, I mean, the new one was no cost to the county at all to replace.
I just hate to see something leave this county, go to another department, and then somebody die because it failed, because of its maybe age or aged out or something. And that's really, I just asked a question.
Well, the biggest problem that we've had with these current ones the old ones that we've got is we're replacing batteries a lot. The new ones are more cost effective. The contract that was done was phenomenal. It's been a benefit for the county, so.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other discussion, any other debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries 15. Resolution 02-2602, resolution to declare certain vehicles as surplus property of the Highway Department and the Sheriff's Department. Motion by Hendrickson, second by Kirby. Commissioner Hendrickson.
We don't need this stuff, let's get rid of it.
Commissioner Kirby. All right, any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. Motion carries 15. Resolution 2-2603, resolution to approve a 3-year agreement with Fleener Security Systems for access control with the Roane County Health Department. Motion by Wilson, second by Duff. Commissioner Wilson.
Nothing further, pretty self-explanatory.
Commissioner Duff.
Nothing.
Any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. Resolution 02-26, motion carries by one. 02-2604, resolution authorizing a 3-year maintenance agreement with Stryker Medical Equipment for the Roane County Ambulance Department. Motion by Berry, second by Gann. Commissioner Berry.
Yes, sir, this came out of the EMS committee meeting, and all we're doing is entering into a comprehensive agreement with Stryker on their things, and it pretty much covers everything, I think, except software. It's pretty comprehensive, so anything that goes wrong, we'll be turning it into them, so that's all it is, 3-year contract.
All right, Commissioner Gann. All right, any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries. If you would, post 05 for me so I can read it off the screen, because I've got a cut off copy. Okay, a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to assign vehicle titles. Motion by Wilson, second by Duff. Commissioner Wilson.
It's gonna make it more streamlined, seems like the right thing to do there, Lynn.
All right, Commissioner Duff.
Nothing further.
Any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. All right, resolution 02-2606, resolution to approve the renewal of a software support agreement with Southern Software Inc. for the Roane County Sheriff's Department for the fiscal year 27-28, and to authorize future, renewals subject to the cost limitations. Motion by Kirby, second by Henderson. Commissioner Kirby.
Nothing further.
None further.
Commissioner Henderson.
None further.
All right. Any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. Motion carries 15. Resolution 02-2607, resolution recognizing Glenn Cofer for nearly 25 years of dedicated service to the Roane County, Tennessee. Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Greg Ferguson. Commissioner Henderson.
Yeah, I'm tickled to death he's getting going in his retirement. I appreciate his years of service, to this community.
All right, Commissioner Ferguson.
I just think, Lynn done a good job while he was here and he decided to retire, and I'm tickled to death for him. He spent 25 years of his time, so it's time for him to enjoy life a little bit.
All right, Chair recognizes Commissioner Goss.
Mr. Chairman, and it's probably something that the mayor had to address. I don't know exactly what our time frame is on how we recognize employees, but I done some stats, and U.S. Department of Labor in 2024 stated only 17% of employees stayed within a company or an agency, both private and government sectors, for only about 4 years. I'd like to see down the road, that us change, maybe drop down 15 years, I'm not saying make a resolution for everybody, but, at least acknowledge employees, if they've got 15, 20, 25 years of service, just let them know that, that the county government does appreciate them, and, and they are recognized, they're going to be recognized. That's all I have.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Berry.
Yes, I think correct, Mr. Cofer was our first codes, inspector.
First building inspector, first floodplain manager, first ADA coordinator.
When you look at where we're coming from in building permits and things over the years, so he's built the foundation of that, and we're thankful and happy retirement.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Hoops.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I have worked with Mr. Coker for the entire time that he was here. I remember being the deciding vote for us to establish codes in the county. And it's been an honor, Glenn, and I can't stress that enough. It has been an honor to know you, to work with you, and a job you did was outstanding. Thank you, sir.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Kirby.
I just like to thank Mr. Copeland's Topher, he's a personal friend. Job he done, it's gonna be hard to replace. He can't know what he's doing, and I just want to say that. Thank you.
All right, any other discussion, any other debate?
When I first came on the commission, I made a little joke. They said, I told Mr. Cofer, I said, you're the hardest working guy in Roane County. And at the time, I was just trying to be funny. But then after a year or two, I realized that was the truth. So Mr. Cofer, I thank you for everything you've done for Roane County. So I just like to say, appreciate it.
All right, any other discussion, any other debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. Mr. Gaines.
Yes, sir, I apologize.
Motion carries 15. Resolution 02-2609, a resolution to enact fire hydrant use restrictions required by TDEC. Motion by Kirby, second by Gaines. Commissioner Kirby.
Nothing further.
Commissioner Gaines.
Nothing, sir.
All right, any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. All right, resolution 2609, a resolution to establish the position of chaplain for the Roane County Commission. Motion by Hooks, second by Hamilton. Commissioner Hooks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's an honor for me to bring this resolution before the county commission. I'm probably one of the oldest serving commissioners on the commission. I've often wondered why we didn't have a chaplain to, in a time of need, to just give a call and some words of comfort. Chaplain Adams, when my wife passed, and I'll try not to get emotional. But he called me about every day, if not every day. And it meant a lot to me. And I know that we've had tragedies throughout our courthouse, throughout our government, that we don't have a chaplain that we could go to, or he could pick up the phone and call us just with a kind word, or just with some scripture that would comfort you in a time of need, in a time of trouble. I urge each and every one of us to step forward and approve this resolution. So I understand the resolution, the county executive will appoint a chaplain. It doesn't mean that that's the only chaplain that will have any say in our commission. I would assume that chaplain will work with other pastors throughout the county to bring them in as guest speakers as the need arises. But I encourage you all to support this resolution. It would mean a lot to me.
All right, Dr. Hamilton, you had a second?
Yeah, yes, sir. I just want to say thank you for bringing it forward. I think it's wonderful that we're doing this for about the spiritual leadership for our county. We all, at some point in our lives, have been the recipient of godly spiritual wisdom. And so we appreciate you, County Executive, for doing this on our behalf. I think it's very important, and to all our leaders across our county to represent the values that we really share and want to emulate. So thank you.
All right, any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries 15. Resolution 22610, a resolution to amend the budget for the Sheriff's Duck Fund 122 EQS for fiscal year 25-26. Motion by Wilson, second by Duff. Commissioner Wilson.
Unless, Mr. Phillips has anything to add, these are for the floor cameras, correct? Or is this the whole camera?
Little share funds, that we're gonna use to buy equipment for the, drug operation.
Gotcha, okay. I had that wrong here, sorry about that.
Commissioner Duff.
Nothing further.
Any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. Motion carries 15. Resolution 22611, resolution reaffirming the participation in the statewide opioid settlement agreements and authorizing the county executive to execute annual letters of agreement and amending the opioid abatement fund 127 for 25-26 fiscal year. Commissioner Duff.
This resolution requires the commission to pass this each year, but we've had, the state required that to be passed each year, but this resolution will give this to Executive Cresswell, and we will no longer have to pass it on an annual basis.
All right, Commissioner Kirby. All right, any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries 15. Resolution 02-2612, resolution to amend the General Capital Project Fund 171 ARP for the 25-26 fiscal year. Motion by Wilson, second by Duff. Commissioner Wilson.
This has been through budget, but it's 8180. It's been carried over from a project that was ARP that we're moving over to the juvenile facility for the heating and air and just reducing the cost all the way around. So help, every little bit helps.
Commissioner Duff.
I'm trying to spend all the ARPA money.
All right, any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. Resolution 02-2613, resolution to amend the revenue expenditure fund for the 25-26 fiscal year in the general capital projects fund 171 BFG for the brownfield redevelopment area grant. Brian. Motion by Wilson, second by Duff. Commissioner Wilson.
I'm glad to see that we're putting brownfield, redevelopment grants into, in moving it along, is cleaning up some of the areas in Roane County. Do what?
Phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2 actually on this one. For those of you who don't know, it's the old Norman's Quick Check that's been sitting dormant, where the tanks are in the ground. And this is the state's part doing their assessment only on that, about getting those tanks out of the ground so that can be utilized and not be an eyesore to the county. We can move forward.
All right, Commissioner Duff.
Nothing further.
Any discussion, any debate? Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries. Next is resolution 02-2614, a resolution reflecting changes in expenditures in wastewater fund 204 for the 25-26 fiscal year. Motion by Berry, second by Gaines. Commissioner Berry.
Just, cleaning up some overtime at the wastewater payments on the bus.
All right, Commissioner Gaines.
Nothing, sir.
Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk. All right, motion carries 15. Resolution 02-2615, a resolution reflecting changes to revenue expenditure fund for drug task force, 357-357, ICF, that's internet crimes for fiscal year 25-26. Motion by Parks, second by Kirby. Commissioner Parks.
Nothing further.
Commissioner Kirby.
Nothing further.
Any discussion, any debate? Hearing none, seeing none, Madam Clerk.
It is.
All right, motion carries 15. That's our last resolution for the night. Is there any other business come before the Roane County Commission?
Mr. Chairman, I know it's not got to do with county business, but I think we have a commissioner has a birthday among us tonight. Commissioner.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mr.
birthday.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, before we go, Mr. Wash, Dennis Wash called me and asked me if I would let all the Republican candidates know they're having a get-together at the 24th at the Roane County, at the community center on the 24th. So,
17th.
well, the 17th, his is Roane for Liberty on the 24th.
So I have to pay my $50 to attend?
Sir, you don't have to pay that $50, you know that.
All right, next motion I'll take is motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I hear a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Thank you.